Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Brahma is glorifying Lord Krishna. In Brahma Samhita, the first verse. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So here Brahma is glorifying the Lord. And he's specifically mentioning some technical words. Sat Chit Ananda. First time when I was reading some book, I think Elevation to Krishna Consciousness or somewhere, I came across this word, Sat Chit Ananda. I was asking my mentor, what is the Sat Chit Ananda? It's right like that, no? S-A-C and S-C-I-T. I was wondering, what is that? Sat Chit Ananda. So here, these three words, Sat Chit Ananda, is something that we can discuss on and try to understand it deeply. So when it comes to Lord Shri Krishna, the absolute truth, the three energies of the absolute truth. Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti and Tathastha Shakti. Internal potency of the Lord, external potency of the Lord and marginal potency of the Lord. So today we'll not be having Katha, today we'll have deep philosophy. So make sure that you be in the same page in which I'm speaking by making notes. So these are the three potencies. Now when it comes to Tathastha Shakti, it is we, the glorious living entities of this material world. Even for that matter, spiritual world. Tathastha Shakti. Sometimes people ask that, after liberation, will I become internal potency of the Lord? Yes, no. Devotees say, I have not got the reference, but devotees say that yes, you remain Tathastha Shakti only, marginal potency. So all the living entities come in this category. What about Bahiranga Shakti? Bahiranga Shakti is the entire material cosmos that we see, the entire material world that we see. Three modes of material nature are comprised in this material cosmos. Sattva-guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. And when it comes to Antaranga Shakti or internal potency of the Lord, that is the spiritual potency of the spiritual world. Now the absolute truth, when we say absolute truth, it consists of these four principles. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, and his three energies, Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti and Tathastha Shakti. So these four principles together is called as absolute truth. Now when we read the Shastra, especially in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and other descriptions given, sometimes it feels like the energies are sustaining the Lord. Lord is sustaining the energy. Looks like they both are different. But one thing we need to understand is, like the fire cannot be separated from the heat and light, similarly, the Lord cannot be separated from his energies. The only truth that exists in this world is Lord and his energies. That's the only truth. Lord and his energies. So in this way we understand this is absolute truth. Supreme Personality of Godhead and his three energies. Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti and Tathastha Shakti. There's a beautiful shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita which describes in detail about Antaranga Shakti, the internal potency of the Lord. What does internal potency of the Lord consist of? Understanding this, you'll be able to appreciate Srila Prabhupada's purports about how Lord manifests in this world. We'll discuss about that. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Anandam she ladhini sadam she sandhini chidam she samvit jare jnana karimani. He is saying that there are three potencies in this internal energy. What are these three potencies? He says, Anand amshe ladhini, Sat amshe sandhini, Chit amshe samvit. So, three entities, three potencies. Sandhini, Samvit and Ladhini. So now what is this Sandhini? I'll just give one line about each, then we'll try to get deeper into it. So when it comes to Sandhini potency, it can be called as the existential potency of the Lord. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he maintains himself or he maintains his existence with this potency called Sandhini potency, existential potency. The next is Samvit Shakti or Samvit potency, also called as cognitive potency. So cognitive potency is by which we can know the Lord and by which Lord knows himself. That's called as cognitive potency. So Sandhini potency can be called as Sat feature of Sachidananda. Samvit potency can be called as Chit aspect of Sachidananda. And then comes Ladini potency or Ladini Shakti, also called as pleasure potency. This is the Ananda aspect that we talk about in Sat Chit Ananda features. So what is this Ladini potency? Ladini potency is the potency by which Lord possesses transcendental bliss and causes the devotees also to experience the bliss of transcendence. So this is Sandhini, Samvit, Ladini. So Sandhini is existential potency, Samvit, Chit potency or cognitive potency, and Ladini potency is pleasure potency, Ananda. Now we'll come back to these three. These three are at high level. We are stuck in another three. What are those? Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. That we're stuck in. Sattvagun, Rajagun and Tamogun. So in this world, naturally, living entities who are baddha, they're stuck in these three. That is Sattvagun, Rajogun and Tamogun. It is a very nice revealing thing which Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions, and Prabhupada writes a purport on that. He says, this spiritual potency, which we just discussed, or the internal potency, those three aspects of Sandhini, Samvit and Ladini are there in other two also. So we understand Antaranga Shakti has got these three. But along with that, even marginal potency and Bahiranga Shakti, they also have got these three entities, these three potencies. Very revealing thing in the purport. This comes in Madhya Leela, chapter 6, shloka 160. Prabhupada writes this in the purport. Very beautiful. Now these three are there. But now what happens is, since the living entities are stuck in three modes of material nature, Sattvagun, Rajogun and Tamogun, they are struggling all the time. Now how can these three, or how can the living entity come out of these three modes of material nature? And Prabhupada writes, when the potencies of Ladini and Samvit, that is spiritual pleasure and knowledge, are bestowed upon the conditioned soul, then the conditioned soul can get rid of the clutches that it is stuck in. Now, this is a very nice thing to note, that we also have these three, Sat, Chit, Ananda, or we're made up of these three, Sat, Chit, Ananda. What is the proof? The proof is that no one wants to die. Why? Eternality factor. We all are eternal. So we expect that this body also to be eternal. Chit, that's all knowledgeable or knowledge aspect. Therefore, we are always inquisitive. क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? थोड़े लोग जमा हो जाते हैं और आजू बाजू क्या हुआ? क्या? तो अपना काम करना. क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? बाइक पे चलाने वाले भी बाइक रुका के क्या हुआ? So we want to know. We want to know what's happening around. And Ananda, every human being in this world is searching for happiness. That's what people are searching for in this world. They want to be blissful. They want to be happy. Therefore, these three are our characteristic also as a living entity. Now, it's very important to note that since we are baddha in this world with three modes of material nature acting on us, and we are minute entities, somehow we cannot exhibit these potencies in the way the Supreme Lord exhibits. He will never be under three modes of material nature. Many times Prabhupada writes in the purport that Krishna appears by his own internal potency, not by three modes of material nature. I don't know how many of you read this statement. He appears by his own internal potency and not by three modes of material nature. So Krishna appears with this Sandhini, Samvit and Ladini Shakti. Also, it is very important to note that since we are stuck in this material world, bound by three modes of material nature, we cannot feel that Ananda which is spoken about in the Shastra. Therefore, at times we feel pleasure, at times it's displeasure, at times it's misery. But when it comes to Lord, no. He is completely filled with Ananda. He's completely filled with this potency of Ladhini. So how come in the spiritual world there is no effect of three modes of material nature? Obviously, in the material world we have three modes of material nature, but in spiritual world also we have something called as Vishuddha Sattva. What is Vishuddha Sattva? Pure goodness. So pure goodness means you remove passion and ignorance, so what remains is pure goodness. Is it? So the material goodness is different and the spiritual goodness is different. This was very nice revealing thing another time in another place it was given. That the Shuddha Sattva, Vishuddha Sattva is only on the spiritual platform. Whereas Sattva, Raja and Tama are there on the material platform. And we are bound majorly by Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. We are majorly bound by Rajas and Tamas. Sometimes we come to Sattva. When the Bhagavatam class starts, we are in Sattva. Then slowly we get into, you all know it better. Now something more technical. The transcendental variegatedness in the spiritual world manifests because of this Vishuddha Sattva. It's completely free from these mundane qualities of mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. Now we can understand the Lord only when we come to this platform of Vishuddha Sattva. Very important. We cannot understand the Lord just like that. In Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, the combination of three, we cannot understand. It is very clearly said, when the living entity is situated in Vishuddha Sattva, transcendental three modes of material nature, he can perceive the form, quality and other features of Supreme Personality of Godhead. See this word, through his service attitude. Because when we are bound in three modes of material nature, the only thing that we can think of is sense gratification, no service. But when the devotee or when the living entity starts getting purified and comes to the transcendental platform, so at that time, the service attitude manifests naturally. As of now, sometimes we have to manifest it artificially because we don't have option. Authority is saying so we have to do it. But then with time, it will become natural. Now that's the point that is made. So the total exhibition of these three potencies, the internal potency I'm talking about, in that the three aspects, Sandhini, Samvit and Ladhini, they together are called as Vishuddha Sattva. And this platform of spiritual variegatedness is displayed even in the material world when Lord comes down or when he descends, when he takes avatar. Therefore it is said when he takes avatar in this world, Avatari is taking avatar when Krishna comes down himself. So what happens at that time is, the things are not enacted by three modes of material nature, but the things are enacted by these three potencies, Sandhini, Samvit and Ladhini. Therefore Prabhupada says that Lord, when he manifests through his internal potency. So as soon as he says internal potency, immediately this should click in the mind, Sandhini, Samvit, Ladhini. He comes, with that. Now therefore, all these pastimes and manifestations of the Lord in this material world, there's no question of any tinge of materialism, material aspect. It's all transcendental because everything is there, or everything that is there is on the transcendental platform, especially this internal potency that we're talking about. Now let's discuss in detail about Sandhini, Samvit and Ladhini. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in chapter 4, Adi Lila and Madhya Lila, chapter 6 and 8, we have descriptions of these three, Sandhini, Samvit and Ladhini. So let's discuss this in detail. So what is Sandhini potency? Sandhinira Sara Amsha Shuddha Sattva Nama Bhagavanera Sattahaya Yahate Vishrama. The essential portion of Sandhini potency is Shuddha Sattva. And Lord Krishna's existence rests upon the Shuddha Sattva. Basically, Sandhini potency is existential potency. Now, when I say that Lord Krishna's existence rests upon this, what does that mean? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he elaborates and he says, Mata Pita Sthana Grihe Shayasana Ara Esaba Krishnera Shuddha Sattvera Vikara. So this Sandhini potency or the transformation of Shuddha Sattva or what? Mata Pita. Mother, father. Whose? Krishna's. Be in the context. Krishna's mother, father. Sthana. Sthana means abode. Graha, house. Shaya asana, bed. So all these different things, Shaya and asana both, bed and the seat, everything that is there is all the transformation or manifestation of Sandhini potency. Can you remember a personality when we talk about all these different paraphernalia of the Lord? Yes. So Balram can be called as the personification of Sandhini potency. So now you see, all these different things that we see, the abode, the paraphernalia of the Lord, the clothes, the ornaments, the singhasan, everything put together, all that comes in this category of Sandhini potency or Sandhini Shakti. Now it is very nice to note that Sandhini Shakti is the potency which maintains the variegatedness in the spiritual world. Many times these impersonalists, they do talk about this, that there is no variegatedness. It's all one. Because they don't have knowledge of these internal potency of the Lord. So when it comes to Sandhini potency, the internal potency, it maintains the variegatedness in the spiritual world. And very, very astonishing thing. The same Sandhini potency in the external energy of the Lord manifests the variegatedness in this material world also. There's another very revealing thing. If there is variegatedness in the spiritual world, and how come that variegatedness is there in this material world also? By the potency called Sandhini Shakti. So wonderful. Therefore, we understand Sandhini potency is the existential potency of the Lord, by which all these different things exist, and Lord Krishna himself, he exists. Another very nice revealing thing is Lord Krishna's beautiful form manifests because of this Sandhini potency. Now, when we read the description, it feels like the energies are maintaining the Lord. But again, I would say, the Lord and the energies cannot be separated. They are one entity. But here the description says, Sandhini potency manifests the beautiful form of the Lord. Let's go to Samvit potency. Samvit potency, it is said, Krishna Bhagavata Jnana Samvite Rasara Brahma Jnana Dika Sabha Tara Parivara. The essence of Samvit potency is knowledge that Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. This is about Samvit potency. Samvit potency is that knowledge that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now for ISKCON devotees, they'll think, what is so great about this? We know right from the day one, we know. It's only because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada we know this. I mean, this is something which is a very, very big thing to understand that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is revealed only by Samvit potency. And here we see by the mercy of the Acharya, it is so easily revealed to anyone and everyone. Obviously, the realization part will be still missing. But by the mercy of Samvit potency, one can realize this aspect that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even other kinds of knowledge, like the knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of Paramatma, all that is by the Samvit potency. One can get it by the Samvit potency. Therefore, it is said, the activities of Samvit Shakti produce the effect of cognition. So both Lord and the living entities are cognizant. What do you mean by cognizant? When it comes to Lord, he knows anything and everything of this entire creation. How? By the Samvit potency, by Samvit Shakti. He knows anything and everything of this entire creation. But when it comes to us as living entities, somehow we also possess this Chit potency, but somehow due to the covering of contamination, we cannot exhibit this all-knowing feature. We struggle to know this body also. It is so funny, isn't it? The body belongs to us, and then you go to doctor and ask, "Kya hua hai mujhe?" The body belongs to us, and we're not able to know the body also properly. What has happened to me? Just imagine the doctor says, "Tera sharir tujhe pata hona chahiye." What will we answer? But when it comes to Lord, He's full of knowledge of everything. Another very important thing, even the material knowledge that exists in this world and the indirect spiritual knowledge, naiti aspect by which the person discovers the Brahman aspect. So that also is the byproduct of Samvit Shakti. But the main aspect of Samvit Shakti is to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So it is described that Lord knows himself and the devotees knows the Lord through this Samvit potency. So Sandhini potency is the existential potency and Samvit potency is the cognitive potency. Talking about the Ladhini potency or pleasure potency. Now Ladhini potency gives the Lord all transcendental pleasure. That's Ladhini potency. And when Lord bestows this onto the devotees, onto the living entities, they also become very blissful. And this potency is bestowed by the Lord to his pure devotees. Prabhupada writes, when the pleasure potency of Supreme Personality of Godhead is exhibited by his grace in the person of a devotee, that manifestation is called love of God. We talk about Krishna Prem, right? Here Prabhupada is saying, when the pleasure potency, that is Ladhini Shakti, of Supreme Personality of Godhead, is exhibited by his grace in the person of a devotee, when it is bestowed to a devotee, that manifestation is called Krishna Prem or love of God. And the reciprocation that takes place between the devotee and the pure devotee and the Lord, so that is the exhibition of transcendental pleasure potency of the Lord. Because the reciprocation of the Lord and the living entity, it cannot be on the material platform. It's there on the spiritual platform. And the exchange is so blissful and so wonderful. That is just because it's the exhibition of transcendental potency or Ladhini Shakti. Now some more details are given about Ladhini Shakti. Abhi ye ekdam aisa bouncer. There are different bouncers those are given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. All those devotees who can hold can jump and catch. Ladhinera sara prema, prema sara bhava, bhavera parama kashtha, nama mahabhava. So the essence of Ladhini potency is love of God. That's Krishna Prem, love of God. The essence of love of God is bhava or emotions. And the ultimate development of the emotions is mahabhava. So I repeat, the essence of Ladhini potency is love of God. And the essence of love of God is bhava, that is emotions. What emotions? The emotions towards the Lord, the ecstatic emotions towards the Lord. And the ultimate development, when this bhava develops to a great extent, that is called as mahabhava. Now here comes the understanding that who is this mahabhava swarupini? And here is the answer given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Mahabhava Swarupa Shri Radha Thakurani Sarvaguna Khani Krishna Kanta Shiromani. So who is the embodiment of this Mahabhava? The embodiment of Mahabhava is Shri Radha Thakurani. She is the embodiment of Mahabhava. Sarvaguna Khani. She is the repository. She is the treasure house of all the good qualities. Krishna Kanta Shiromani. In all the concerts of Lord Krishna, she is the most loving consort of Lord Sri Krishna. That's a very nice thing to note, that the essence of Ladhini Shakti is love of Godhead. The essence of love of Godhead is bhava, and the ultimate development of bhava is mahabhava, and the personification of that mahabhava is Srimati Radharani. Very, very big thing. And this Srimati Radharani, she is that personality who gives pleasure to Lord Sri Krishna. It's very easy to say that Radharani is my mother. That's very nice. No, that's the last statement that we'll discuss. But then to understand that yes, she is this. She is this topmost personality who gives pleasure to Lord Sri Krishna. There is no one else who can replace Srimati Radharani. No one. And our acharyas, the ones who can understand. I'll not elaborate. Our acharyas describe about two topmost gopis. They say Srimati Radharani and there is one other gopi. Wow, आप लोग उनके क्या लग रहे? So Chandravali. And then our acharyas, especially Rupa Goswami, he is writing this. He says that when it comes to both of these gopis who are topmost, both of them serve very nicely, but there is no match to Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani ki jai. Our acharyas are very, very possessive about being servants of Srimati Radharani. And yes, I'll not speak more on this topic. So now, more description is given. What does Srimati Radharani do? Jagat Mohana Krishna Tahara Mohini Ata Eva Samastera Parathakurani. Lord Krishna, he enchants the entire world. भगवान कृष्ण पूरे जगत को मोह लेते हैं. To an extent of, he captures the Cupid also, Madan also. Therefore, he is called as Madan Mohan. Therefore, his name is Madan Mohan. When it comes to sadhakas who are struggling to understand the Sambandha Gyan, they pray to Madan Mohan. How does the pranam mantra start, Madan Mohan? Jayatam surato pangor mamamanda matirgati matsarvasva padam bhojo Sri Radha Madana Mohana. Please reveal yourself to this Manda Buddhi who is offering prayer to you. Please reveal to me so that I can understand the Sambandha, so that I can get the Sambandha Gyan. Who am I? Who is Lord? What is my relationship with the Lord? ये तो अभी basic ही है. This is so basic. When will that day come when we'll actually hanker to understand the deeper aspects of Krishna consciousness, especially about these personalities like Srimati Radharani, Lord Shri Krishna and all the gopis? What is that reciprocation that is taking place? हम फंसे हुए नीचे. We are not the body, we are spirit, soul. उतना भी नहीं हो पा रहा है. और फिर डिवोटीज बोलते हैं, प्रभुपाद कीप्स रिपीटिंग, वी आर नॉट द बॉडी, वी आर स्पिरिट. अरे क्या करे, उतना भी नहीं हो पा रहा है. We had gone to one devotee's place. So that devotee was saying, प्रभु थोड़ा लीला बोलिए तो. मतलब क्या लीला बोलना है? हरिक्षेत्र was there with थोड़ा रास लीला बोलिए तो, जो प्रभु जी ने क्लास चालू किया. There is no question. You see, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he is giving a class in Radhakund, he says that till date I have not spoken about the intimate pastimes of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna because you people are not eligible to understand that. But you have to become eligible and qualified with sufficient purification so that you can understand these higher aspects of Krishna consciousness also. How long will you be stuck in these lower things of spiritual life or the basic things of spiritual life? Therefore, when we think that बहुत अच्छा भक्ति चल रहा है, very nicely things are going on, we should ask ourselves, basic realization तो है क्या नहीं? We are not the body, we are spirit, soul. I feel that you have realized, you can tell your base mate, थोड़ा चमाट बजा तो. And check if you have actually realized that we are not the body, we are spirit, soul. Very difficult. See, therefore, when it comes to devotees who are hankering to attain Krishna Prem this life, they should realize this: I'm stuck in such a low platform. We should hanker, we should pray to Krishna that please shower your mercy onto me. Please send your own pure devotees in my life. Please help me so that I can realize these higher truths. I'm stuck. We cannot say stuck in basic truths of spirituality. I'm stuck in material life. Forget about basic truths of spiritual life. Therefore, here we understand that when it comes to Krishna, he enchants the entire world. We are enchanted by Madan, Cupid. One arrow of Cupid and the entire body romanchit ho jata hai. Yes? Sex desire creeps in like anything. But the same Cupid who is so beautiful, so very enchanting, when the Cupid was supposed to shoot the arrow at Krishna, Krishna was looking on the other side. He was just waiting. Now Krishna will turn and I'll shoot the arrow. And then Krishna turned and he was about to shoot the arrow, but looking at Krishna, he just fainted. Because the beauty of Krishna is so great that even Madan, who makes other people faint in this material world, he fainted. Therefore, Krishna has a name called Madan Mohan. And by the mercy of Madan Mohan, we can realize our Sambandha. But now it's very nice. Here it is said, Jagat Mohan Krishna Tahara Mohini. So, Madan fainted when he saw Krishna. But Krishna fainted when he saw Srimati Radharani. Therefore, her name is Madan Mohan Mohini. Therefore, it is said, Jagat Mohan Krishna Tahara Mohini. The one who is enchanting the entire world. The enchanter of that personality is Srimati Radharani. Ata eva Samastera Parathakurani. She is the supreme goddess of all. There is no match. She is the supreme goddess. Now, again, the question comes, are these two personalities, Radha and Krishna, different? Because when we don't understand Tattva properly, it becomes very difficult to digest the fact about the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Therefore, it is said, very beautifully it is described again in chapter 4, Adi Leela, sloka 96. Radha Purna Shakti Krishna Purna Shakti Man Doi Vastu Bhedanai Shastrera Praman. What is the evidence of revealed scriptures? The evidence of revealed scripture is Radha Purna Shakti. She is full power. And Krishna Purna Shakti Man. He is the possessor of this full power. And also very important, Dui Vastu Bhedanai. Two are not different. Shakti and Shaktiman are not different. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, when he is glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, Radha Krishna Pranaya Vakrati Ladhini Shakti Rasma Ekatmanau Api Bhuipurau Deha Bhedau Gatautau. So very beautifully, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is saying, one personality has expanded into two. For what? For performing various pastimes. So the question comes, when did they expand into two? And the answer is eternally. Time immemorial. There is no question of some particular happy birthday to you time when they expanded. No. Eternally they are separate. Eternally they have separated themselves. Now when Krishna is performing pastimes of Srimati Radharani, Radharani is having nice time with Lord Sri Krishna. When people don't understand the crux of Krishna consciousness, especially the relationship of Radha and Krishna, they'll always have this misunderstanding. Oh, they're behaving like any other female and male of this material world. But as soon as we understand this fact, same Krishna is separating into two eternally. There's Radha and Krishna and the performing pastimes with each other. Therefore, Srimati Radharani is non-different from Krishna. That's the fact that is established here. So now when Radha and Krishna are dancing together, we shouldn't have problem. What is our problem? Let them dance. He's dancing with himself. What is our problem? Sometimes people say, I think this was 2017, Gita course batch. And normally I don't give my number to anyone, Gita course students. Somehow one unmarried girl got my number. And then she's texting me that Prabhuji, the way Srimati Radharani was separated from Krishna, I am also separated from my Krishna. And I'm feeling a lot of pain. Please help me what I'm supposed to do. Now look at this. खुद को कौन से level पे ले जाते हो लोग? कौन से level? So people feel that, okay, we are at that level. And especially that section where we have this universal administration. And in that we talk about, okay, Indra, rain minister. Goddess Saraswati, education minister. So when I say Krishna, then people say minister of love. What minister of love? What? What? Easily we can make out that how the dealings of their lordships, the transcendental personalities, is pulled down on this platform और उस level पे देखते हैं लोग. Because they don't understand that these two personalities are one entity. They have separated into two eternally to perform pastimes with each other. And they are completely spiritual. There is no question of any material tinge in that. But what to do? We are materialistic people, so we pull their position down and we start analyzing that. And naturally we commit offenses. And we cannot understand the deep tattva, be it Krishna tattva or be it Radha tattva. Very, very difficult. And then people, since they are lusty, they want to bring the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna from the platform of love, Krishna Prem, to the platform of lust. Therefore, to make it very clear to all of us, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Atmendriya Priti Vancha Tari Bolika Krishnendriya Priti Ichha Dhare Premana. So what is Prema? Prema doesn't exist in this world. Not possible. Prema doesn't exist between any entity in this world. Because in this world, what exists is kama, lust. And what is lust? Atmendriya priti vancha. When I desire for sense gratification, that is called as lust. And in this world, tell me who does not desire for sense gratification? Even amoeba, one-celled animal, that also desires for sense gratification. Therefore, it's very, very important to note that lust is sense gratification and love or prema is giving gratification to Krishna's senses, giving pleasure to Krishna's senses. And Srimati Radharani, her entire existence is only for one thing, that is giving pleasure to Krishna. Very beautifully, this point is elaborated. What is the greatness of Srimati Radharani's love for Krishna? As I said, I am not eligible to describe this subject. And I'm sure all the devotees who have been hearing my classes, they are also not eligible to understand. But for our purification, we'll try to recite these shlokas and try to understand. Krishna prema bhavita jara chittendriya kaya Krishna nija shakti radha kridara sahaya. Srimati Radharani, her love is so great. Krishna prema bhavita jahara. Her love is so great. She's so much dipped in love for Krishna. And how do we understand this? Chitta, Indriya, Kaya is completely steeped, completely dipped, completely immersed in love for Krishna. Chitta, consciousness. Indriya, and Kaya. So her mind, her senses, her entire body, her consciousness is just immersed in one aspect. How to give pleasure to Krishna. Bas, aur kuch nahi hai. There's no other thing when it comes to Srimati Radharani's thought process. Only one thought process, how to give pleasure to Krishna. That's it. Therefore, it is described, no one can match Srimati Radharani, not possible. Everything that she does is just for transcendental pleasure of Krishna. And see, Krishna is a transcendental personality. He cannot enjoy any matter of this material world. So as soon as people say that Lord came here to enjoy in this material world, no, that's not possible. He is spiritual entity. He cannot enjoy with anything that is material. He cannot. So when it comes to the Lord, he enjoys only with his internal spiritual potency called Ladhini Shakti. And there, in that intimate dealings, he relishes the highest pleasure. Also it is described, Sri Krishna cannot enjoy anything that is internally different from him. Therefore, Radha and Krishna are identical. There is no difference between the two. Now, this is very nice to note. As I said, Krishna's beautiful form is manifested by Sandhini potency, and Srimati Radharani's beautiful form is manifested by this Ladhini potency. And we can also say the personification of Ladhini potency is Srimati Radharani. We can also go on to say that Ladhini potency is Srimati Radharani herself. There is nothing wrong in these statements. Now, talking about Srimati Radharani's greatest love that she has for Krishna, we continue the discussion on that. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Krishna mai Krishna jara bhitare bahire Jaha jaha netra pade taha Krishna spure. So here Radharani is called as Krishna mai. Krishna mai Radha. What is this Krishna mai all about? Two aspects are given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is Krishna mai? Krishna mai means a person. Say if we have to get this title called Krishna mai. So what are we supposed to do for that? It means the person, wherever he glances, the only thing that he sees is Krishna. Wherever he goes, the only thing that he sees is Krishna. Whatever he does, the only thing that he sees is Krishna. This is called as Krishna mai. And Radharani, she does not see anything else apart from Krishna. She doesn't see anything else apart from Sri Krishna. And another meaning of Krishna mai is that since she is full of Krishna prem, therefore, she is considered to be non-different from Krishna. So, Krishnamai also means non-different from Krishna. So, in this way, Srimati Radharani is Krishnamai. Now, just imagine those devotees who attain Krishna Prem. Obviously, even after attaining Krishna Prem, no one can match with Srimati Radharani's love, and no devotee would want to match. They always want to serve Srimati Radharani. Yes. So when just taking a tangent, during Janmashtami, when our small kids they dress as Radha and Krishna and they come, no, they say, "I'm Krishna, I'm Radha." I was telling one devotee, "Sare Mayavadi stage pe aa gaye." So no devotee wants, to become Srimati Radharani. But every devotee who sincerely aspiring to attain Krishna's service, they aspire for this one thing. I want to be the servant of the servant of the servant of Srimati Radharani. That is what is their mood. Therefore, here it's very nice that she is Krishnamai. And when a person becomes a pure devotee, when he attains Krishna Prem, for him also the same situation. Sthavar jangama dekhe na dekhe tara murti sarvatra nijahai Krishna ishta deva spurti. So very, very beautiful that a devotee, when he attains Krishna Prem, the only thing that he sees is Krishna everywhere. Even atheistic people or people who don't want to come to temple, they say, no, Bhagwan to har jagah pe hai. Kan mein Bhagwan hai. Ek chamaat bajaiye usko. So that his eyes open and he'll be able to actually see kan mein Bhagwan. It's very difficult. We might say all these, big things. In India, at least we have, because they know all these different things. They know from Shastra. Yahan wahan se sun ke, they have little knowledge of all these different things. But somehow they don't realize one has to attain the highest state of existence, that is Krishna Prem. Then it is possible to see Krishna in each and every kana, or it's not possible. And when it comes to Srimati Radharani, she does not want to see anything. She just wants to see Krishna. In fact, when Srimati Radharani appeared, so it is described that in Goloka Vrindavan, Radha and Krishna are having a talk. Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj writes in his book, Glories of Srimati Radharani. He quotes from a Purana. Both are having a talk. And Krishna is saying, I'm going to material world. You also come with me. No, material world I am not come. Radharani's response. No, material world is very dangerous. And I want to see only you. I want to take only your darshan. And how can I leave Vrindavan? How can I leave Govardhan? How can I leave Jamuna? Krishna said, no problem. Let's take Vrindavan, Govardhan, Jamuna. Therefore, it is described that the three entities who are never changed in the entire Brajabhumi, the land of Vrindavan, the dust of Sri Vrindavan, the entire beautiful mountain, Sri Giriraji Maharaj, and Kalindi, Jamuna, they are the same three entities. Eternally, they have manifested from the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan. But Radharani said, what about I seeing you all the time? At least when I appear in the material world, I want to take your darshan first. Therefore, when Srimati Radharani appeared in the huge golden lotus, at that time her eyes were closed. She was not opening her eyes at all. She was kept in a cradle. Purnamasi, she came there and she took darshan of Radharani and she said, oh, she is supreme goddess of fortune who has appeared in your place. Oh, Vrishabhanu Maharaj, oh, Kirtida Maharani, the supreme god of fortune has appeared in your place. She started paying obeisances. All that was going on. But then suddenly there was a storm of sorrow, sadness. Because Vrishabhanu and Kirtida, they saw, ye to aankhein nahi kholti hai. She's not opening her eyes only. But she was so beautiful. This girl was so beautiful in the cradle. You can imagine, if someone can enchant Krishna, how beautiful she will be. And in her baby form, how beautiful she will be. So this baby in the cradle, she was so beautiful. People from all around, they would come to see her. And one day it is described, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, and the Chota Krishna also came. So all of them, they came and Krishna is there in the arms of Mother Yashoda. And then Mother Yashoda, this Vrishabhanu Maharaj, he welcomed Nanda Maharaj, embraced. And then Kirtida Maharani is welcoming Yashoda Mai and they are having nice talks. And at that time, Krishna just glided down from the arms of Mother Yashoda. And then he immediately crawled to the cradle of Srimati Radharani. And there he goes and he touches the eyes of Srimati Radharani. And immediately, the eyes of Srimati Radharani open. The first darshan or the first thing that she sees when she opens her eyes is Lord Shri Krishna. That is chastity of Srimati Radharani. अगर मैं देखूंगी तो केवल मेरे भगवान को देखूंगी. I will not see anyone else. Therefore, it's very, very important to note that when it comes to Srimati Radharani, in her life there is nothing else apart from Krishna's pleasure. If I have to see, I'll see only Krishna. I was reading about Annaprashan ceremony of Srimati Radharani. Huge ceremony was organized in the house of Rishabhanu Maharaj. Nice decoration and everything was done, and so many people came. And along with that, along with so many people, there was Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda and Chota Krishna. Yes, all three of them, they came. And then Srimati Radharani is just 7 months. She's 7 months young in the cradle. I think 7 months maybe they crawl also, if I'm not wrong. So she was there. Now it is described that Krishna was sitting with his plate and he was having the bhoga. At that time, Srimati Radharani comes to that place and she grabs a morsel from Krishna's plate and she eats it. And that was Annaprashan ceremony of Srimati Radharani. No question of eating from anyone's hand, directly from the plate of Krishna. You see, when it comes to the lordships, when it comes to Srimati Radharani, the only thing she knows is Krishna and nothing else. And the only thing we know is everything else apart from. That is what is our situation. Very unfortunate situation. Krishna vancha purti rupa kare aradhane ataiva radhika nama purane vakhane. It is said, this word, Radhika, comes from the word Aradhana. Aradhana means worship. And how does Srimati Radharani worship Krishna? This is the question that is raised here in Chaitanya Charitamrita. How is Krishna worshipped by Srimati Radharani? And the answer given is, Krishna vancha purti rupa kare aradhane. Her only meditation is fulfilling Krishna's desires. In this way, Srimati Radharani worships Krishna by fulfilling Krishna's desires. And you see, Prabhupada is talking about this highest thing in his purports. I don't know if you have read properly. In various lines, Prabhupada writes that our desire should become one with the desire of Lord Shri Krishna. The goal of human form is to execute the desire of Lord Shri Krishna. See on what lines Prabhupada is talking. Prabhupada is talking in these lines. और हम लोग पढ़ के हाँ ठीक है कर देंगे. Only have to fulfill the desire of हाँ ठीक कर देंगे. This Aradhana, Krishna vancha purti rupa kare aradhane, Srimati Radharani. She is worshipping the Lord by fulfilling his desires. Shukadeva Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. Since Shukadeva Goswami is the parrot, or Shuka is the parrot of Srimati Radharani, he thought, now when I'm sitting in front of Parikshit Maharaj, and now 10th canto is going on. 10th canto means only 3 days are remaining. 4 days are over. He thought, now if I take the name of my Swamini, my Thakurani, Brajeshwari, Sri Radhe, the only thing that will happen with me I'll be in trance. And what will happen to Parikshit? 3 din bacha hai uske paas. So nowhere in the entire Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami directly takes the name of Srimati Radharani. But he takes it indirectly, saying Aradhana. This word is used. And then he glorifies this topmost gopi, Aradhana. Therefore, it's very, very nice to note that when it comes to Srimati Radharani, her only desire is to fulfill the desires of Krishna. Bas, aur kuch nahi karna hai. Anything and everything that she does is only for fulfilling the desires of Krishna. Krishna wants to enjoy. And Srimati Radharani is like, I will expand myself into many, many forms to enjoy. To give pleasure to Krishna. To give enjoyment to Krishna. If you all remember, we had a very simple session called Various Incarnations of Krishna. Yes, Swayam Roop. Yes, Swayam Prakash. Then, yes, Tad Ekatma, Avesha. In Prakash, we had discussed 2 Prakash. Prabhav and Vaibhav Prakash. Don't worry, I'll not ask. What is what? So Prabhav Prakash is in Vrindavan. Yes, where Krishna is dancing with various gopis. There are lakhs and lakhs of gopis and there are lakhs and lakhs of forms of Krishna. And the same Krishna manifesting in various forms. That's called Prabhav Prakash. There's no difference in the mood, there's no difference in the form. Vaibhav Prakash means Krishna's mood is different, form is same. That is in Dwarka. So Krishna is manifesting himself in this Vaibhav Prakash form in Dwarka, where he is there with each and every queen in Dwarka. Now the question comes that when Krishna is dancing, I was reading 630 million gopis. Okay, no problem. Don't digest the number. It's okay. Yes, he is dancing with so many gopis. So now the question comes, who are these gopis? Because Swayam Roop is dancing in between the entire lotus with Srimati Radharani. So who are these different gopis around? And here comes the answer in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Avatari Krishna jai che kare avatara amshini radha haite tina ganera vistara. Like Krishna, he did his expansions. So in Vrindavan he is Swayam Roop and he has got Prabhu Prakash. When it comes to Dwarka, Vaibhav Prakash. When it comes to Vaikuntha, no, it's okay. Vaibhav Vilas. Yes. So he's there in all these different forms. So similarly, when Krishna is expanding like that, Srimati Radharani also parallelly expands herself. Starting from Vaikuntha. So in Vaikuntha, the Sahasra Lakshmis that we talk about, they are the expansions called Vaibhav Vilas expansion. So we have all the various Vishnu Murtis who are Vaibhav Vilas expansions of Krishna. Like that, we have all the Lakshmis who are Vaibhav Vilas expansions of Srimati Radharani. Okay, let's go to Dwarka. In Dwarka, all the queens who are there. So the beautiful queens, the 16,108 queens of Lord Shri Krishna, they are all Vaibhav Prakash expansions of Srimati Radharani. So the same Srimati Radharani, she is expanding just to give pleasure to Krishna in different forms. And in Sri Vrindavan Dham, Srimati Radharani expands herself into all the innumerable gopis. She is personally expanding herself, personally manifesting in the form of all those gopis, and she is giving pleasure to Lord Shri Krishna. Just imagine, Radharani is not satisfied serving alone in that one form. She's like, I want to serve Krishna more. And she expands in Vrindavan. I want to serve Krishna more. She expands in Dwarka. I want to serve Krishna more. She expands in Vaikuntha also. This is the service mode of Srimati Radharani. I want to serve Krishna all the time. So in this way we see the personal expansions of Srimati Radharani are the gopis. Then the next level of expansion is the Dwarka queens. And the next level of expansion is the Lakshmis, or goddesses of fortune in Sri Dwarka Dham. Also, it is very important to note that when we are worshipping Radha and Krishna in our altar, there is no separate worship of Lakshmi needed. We have Supreme Goddess of Fortune in our altar, who is the source of all the other goddess of fortune. We have Supreme Narayan, or source of all Narayan, standing in the altar. There is no separate worship that is needed, exclusively for Goddess of Fortune. Therefore, here it is said that in this way, she expands just to give pleasure to Krishna so that Lord Krishna tastes the rasa dance and other similar activities. Now here it is said, very beautiful. It can be offered as a prayer also. You can repeat. Govinda Nandini Radha Govinda Mohini. 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 Govinda Sarvasva Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Govinda Sarvasva Sarva Shiromani. Govinda Sarvasva Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Govinda Sarvasva Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Govinda Nandini Radha Govinda Mohini. Govinda Nandini Radha Govinda Mohini. Govinda Sarvasva Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Govinda Sarvasva Sarva Kanta Shiromani. So who is Srimati Radharani? After this entire description, starting from Sandhini, Samvit, Ladhini, and then coming down to various other different concepts. Now if the question is asked, who is Srimati Radharani? And here in this verse he says, she is Govinda Anandini. She is the one who gives pleasure to Govinda. He could have used the word Krishna also, right? But he is using the word Govinda. Because the word Govinda means the one who gives pleasure to various different personalities. He is Govinda. But to that person who gives pleasure to various different personalities, for him, who gives pleasure? Srimati Radharani gives pleasure. The next word, Govinda Mohini, the one who enchants everyone in the entire creation. This great personality, Srimati Radharani, she is enchanting Govinda. Govinda Sarvasva. So be all and end all of Govinda equal to Srimati Radharani. There's nothing beyond for Govinda. And Sarvakanta Shiromani, out of all the lovers of Lord Sri Krishna, all the great devotees of Lord Sri Krishna, the topmost devotee is Srimati Radharani. Whatever Srimati Radharani does is just for giving pleasure to Krishna. She has never repeated any dish from time immemorial. Yes. You can imagine the recipe book, it will be huge. Yes. When this was known by Yashoda Mai that she is a great, Srimati Radharani is a great cook, Yashoda Mai would call Srimati Radharani all the way from Barsana to cook in their house. And anyways, Radharani also wanted to serve, so she would come there and she would cook for Krishna. And at times when Srimati Radharani makes various dishes and offers to Krishna, at that time Krishna will do his own natak. Once Srimati Radharani had made laddus and it was offered to Krishna, and Krishna ate that and was making faces. She, what is this? And then it was given to others and they were all relishing nicely, and then Srimati Radharani understood this is all nonsense of this person. Then Srimati Radharani becomes angry. There are different leelas of Srimati Radharani where she does man. She exhibits her anger. One day when she was so much angry, so very angry, Lalita Sakhi she went. So Lalita Sakhi is the counselor of Srimati Radharani. Anything happens, she'll go and counsel. And she is that daring gopi who will go and even withstand all the gopas also. If there is some fight, Lalita Sakhi will be there in front. And our Rupa Goswami directly serves under Lalita Sakhi. That's how we have that line. And our Bhaktivinoda Thakur directly serves Rupa Goswami. So that's how we have this entire lineage. So she was asked by Lalita Sakhi that if you're getting so angry on this person, why don't you give up on this person? Just leave him. So that time Srimati Radharani, she made a very nice point. She said, she smiled firstly, gave up her anger, she smiled and she looks at Lalita Sakhi and she says, I am angry because Krishna likes it. Only because Krishna likes it, I am becoming angry on him. He gets pleasure when he comes and he consoles me. Therefore I become angry. You see, anything. When she's dressing herself, the only thing that she thinks is, okay, if I dress like myself like this, Krishna will be happy. Krishna will get pleasure. When she's singing, it's not that only Krishna knows to play flute. Srimati Radharani also knows to play flute. So when she plays flute, when she plays any instrument, when she sings, the only thing that she thinks about is that how this particular act of mine will give pleasure to Krishna. Even when she's getting angry, she is thinking, okay, this will give pleasure to Krishna, so let me become angry. In this way, the entire existence of Srimati Radharani is all about giving pleasure to Krishna. And therefore, very beautifully it is said, she is that one personality who can recommend our name to Krishna because she is the topmost devotee. Therefore, Prabhupada says, O Srimati Radharani, please recommend my name to Krishna. Ataeva sarva pujya parama devata sarva palika sarva jagatera mata. Here comes eternal mother of the entire universe. See, she is the one who is setting the highest example of how to serve the Lord. Therefore, it's very, very important that we understand one thing. If we at all want to attract the mercy of the Lordships, we have to get into this mode of service. Our service starts from Shravanam Kirtanam and goes on till various other services that is given to us by Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, it's very nice and very important to note, if we are thinking to attain Krishna Prem, if we at all have that plan, this very life I want to attain Krishna Prem, it is not easy. Sabse pehle samajhna hoga. Yes. It is not that it's a feast and then you have halwa in your plate and you're eating that. Oh, okay, Krishna Prem. It's not that simple. It's actually difficult. Because we entities who are always stuck in sense gratification, selfish mode, we have to come to selfless platform and serve the lordships. This is possible by the mercy of a pure devotee. So by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas in the Parampara and the personalities who are doing Brahman on this entire planet to purify us, by their mercy, if we beg them, then we will get that service mood. So service mood is very, very important. Only when we have right service mood, then we can please their lordships and attract their mercy. Then Srimati Radharani will also say, see, this devotee is much better than me, O Krishna, please accept. But for that, we have to come to that platform. In fact, I was hearing this, that if someone has the desire for moksha, liberation, I want to get rid of this material world, and along with that, he has desire for Krishna Prem, Lakshmi Devi will still allow him in Vaikuntha. So we have Vaikuntha, we have Golok, yes. Lakshmi Devi will still allow such a person in Vaikuntha. But in Goloka Vrindavan, such a person will not be allowed. In Goloka Vrindavan, only that person who is hankering only to attain Krishna Prem, that person will be allowed by Srimati Radharani. एकदम strict है गोलोक में एकदम अंदर लेने से पहले बहुत चेक करके लिया जाता है. So if we have this, I want to get rid of this world, इसलिए गोलोक जाना है, sorry, बंद, doors closed. Max to max we can blink in Brahman. We cannot do anything more. But if you want to attain Goloka Vrindavan, if you want to enter, sometimes people say, Prabhupada said backdoor entry and all that. Yes. Don't worry, Prabhupada is servant of Srimati Radharani. He will also check the same. ऐसे थोड़ी ले लेंगे अंदर. So one has to come to this only one platform. Say someone asks you in the middle of the night also, what do you want? And the devotee just says, service to Krishna. Bas. Again, what do you want? Service to Krishna. What do you want? Service to Krishna. I don't want anything else. Why you want to Goloka Vrindavan? Maza aayega wahan. Yes. I'll go there, dance, and then drink all the juices which are flowing like the river. And I'll climb on Krishna's shoulder, jump on the tree, pull his hair. Sorry. Be here. There's no maza. There's no question of maza aayega. It's all about, I will get an opportunity to serve. I want to serve the Lordship eternally, so I want to go to Goloka Vrindavan. In fact, for a long time, even I was not knowing that this is the mood that we're supposed to have. I said, ठीक है, if you have desire to break the cycle of birth and death, we'll enter Goloka. But ऐसा नहीं है. It's not just about having desire to break the cycle of birth and death. We should have one pointed desire to serve Krishna and Srimati Radharani. Then we can enter Goloka Vrindavan. Therefore, whatever desires we have to dovetail that and come to the point that I want to serve their lordships. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sets a very high example and he says, Mama Janmani Ishware Bhavatat Bhaktir Aitukitva. He's saying, he could have said anything. But he's saying that lifetime after lifetime, I just have this one desire that I want to serve your lordships. Bas, or kuch nahi. This is the mood that we have to attain. पता नहीं कहाँ है अभी हम लोग, कहाँ पहुँचना है, मतलब, you see, when we realize this entire delta नहीं बोल सकते, तो बड़ा है, huge. So when we realize this entire distance or the gap between where we have to reach and where we are, then we can actually pray to the lordships कि देखो मेरा situation. गोलोक तो मैं बोलता रहता हूँ कि I have to attain Krishna this very life, I will enter Golok. और कभी कभी बोल भी देते हैं that yes, I will follow in the footsteps of gopis and forget it. Gap is this so big. In fact, one devotee was saying that if we have the tendency to enjoy Mahaprasad Rasgulla, also will stay back in the material world. Hari Bol. Maza aa gaya ekdam. You see, even to enjoy Mahaprasad Rasgulla to nahi banta, I should say Gulab Jamun. Mahaprasad Gulab Jamun and stay back in this material. Because there's no question of enjoyment. Only thing is we have to walk in the footsteps of Srimati Radharani, who is Supreme Goddess, Parama Devata, Sarva Palika. She is the worshipable personality for everyone. Sarva Palika, she is the protector of everyone. Sarva Jagetera Mata, she is the mother of entire universe, and her mode is to serve and give pleasure to Krishna. And same mode we have to develop with time. If we feel we don't have it, it's the right time. Pray to Srimati Radharani. Pray to Guru and Krishna. Please help me to get this mode of service. And when this mode of service will come, naturally the mercy will be attracted, we will advance in bhakti, and with time, this very life will be able to make our way back home, back to Godhead, that is Goloka Vrindavan. And we'll be able to serve their lordships, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, eternally without any interruption. जो भी सुनते हैं ना हम लोग अप्रतिहता अहेतुकी and all that will manifest very nicely. Therefore, if at all devotees want to go back home, back to Godhead and ask for a reason, why you want to go back home, back to Godhead? And the answer is, I want to serve the lordships. Bas. With this mode, one can enter the eternal pastimes of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. And we can always remember this one point. Srimati Radharani is not just serving Krishna. She is serving each and every devotee also. You know how? When we render devotional service and any bliss that we feel in our heart is by the mercy of Srimati Radharani. Because she is Ladini potency. Can you imagine? She gives pleasure to Krishna and she gives pleasure to the pure devotees also. So she is setting a very high example that we have to serve the Lord and we have to serve the pure devotees, we have to serve the devotees also. Therefore, we can start at least on the basic. Let me start serving devotees. Let me start serving all the devotees around me. And then let's build the mood and come to the mood of serving their lordships with exclusive attention and exclusive desire of service only and nothing else. So with this, I would like to pause here. Thank you very much. Srimati Radharani ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.